Hey everyone, it's me Hansman, and if you didn't know, I'm Team Instinct. And if you know what that means, it means I'm an underdog. And so I want to look at some of the underdogs here in Pokemon card collecting, such as pin collections, to see if they're any good. And it was also suggested by this viewer here, so thank you so much for your suggestion, and let's get into it. Stop! Wait, we got a giveaway first to announce. Watch till the end to see what you need to do to win some of these packs that I got here that I've made up myself. Thanks, now enjoy. Okay, so first, I really wanted to break this down exactly how I did with the ETBs and kind of start where these showed up first. And there's no set list of pin collections. And so I went with really anything that had a pin in it that had playable cards. So I did leave out the World Championships for annual ones, even though it does include a pin, just because it has decks in it versus actual cards. So I started back here in the black and white plasma release era, and then I kind of went through all the way up until modern, and that was really not an all-encompassing thing, but it gives us a good enough picture to understand, is this a good investment for you, and is it something good for your collection? So starting off here, this is the only one I could really find in the black and white era, and I will tell you what, these are impossible to find prices on. But I did my freaking best for y'all, because I looked high and low. I went through every different search term I could possibly find, and this is the best numbers I could come up with. I don't even remember where a lot of them came from, but I have to shout out Primetime Pokemon, because his opening videos from 5 to 6 years ago of every single product, especially the pin ones, was so good for this, because he has every single price and how much they cost him, and then I was able to work through there whether it was on sale or it was MSRP in the video. So thank you so much, Primetime Pokemon, for all of the work you've done for the community, as well as cataloging all of these historic prices. So we're going to start off here, and we're going to see it generally prices around $12 to $40 is around what more things are here. And especially for 3-pack blisters, I think these are probably going to be the best you're going to be looking at here for any type of investment, because it's going to be a nice small package, and it was at this moment that he knew he fucked up. And I think 3-pack blisters generally perform the best here, as you'll see. It is a general rule. But you see the plasma ones here started off as $15. It's now $2.90, which is honestly it was surprising to me. Based upon the packs inside of it, but I did find that as an actual listing. So that's about an 1,800% ROI on that, since it was released back in 2013. And I'll show you later about how these did against the ETBs. And if you haven't seen my last video, it'll be right up there. Check it out. But I'll do a direct comparison later just to show you. So you're still gaining, what, 2,000% almost back on your initial buy. So that's pretty cool. That's awesome. And then you go into here in the XY era, the original release of the XY base, and those are about $200. So again, guys, these are very slim, very few and far between. And I think that's kind of what speaks to pin collections being something that could be a good investment, is the fact that they are very small print runs in a lot of these. And it's not like an ETB, which even ETBs are smaller compared to booster boxes, but these are even smaller because they're just one small collection box within an overall larger amount of collection boxes being produced, from figure collections to premium collections to all the different ones that have just random cards in them. But here's a great one. Everyone knows Flash Fire X and Y 2 is the best set of the X and Y era from a price perspective. And that came out for $13 and is now chilling at a nice cool $250 for just 3 packs and the Mega Charizard pin in there. So again, there are multiple of these, and I generally went with the most expensive one just to kind of see that's the best you could have done. So just keep that in mind. It's not too much variation. Coming down here to the Hoenn collection, another good one that was $16, right around $250 as well. I love that. This would be a cool box to have in the collection, actually, with the Primal Kyogre and Groudon on there. I think that looks really neat. And it has the Hoenn Trio pin collection up there too. And then you're going to get into some kind of, I don't know, ones that are very bulky and not necessarily as collectible, like this Mega Dancing box where you see it sitting at 300%. Not that great, honestly, for a Pokemon product. But Phantom Forces here. Everyone loves Phantom Forces. Really cool set with a lot of cool Gengars. $150 for that, 900% ROI. That's pretty good. Mega Absol, which this one I think has just a large amount of packs in it from early X and Y, and it has Mega Absol in it, which if you don't like Mega Absol, something's wrong with you. It's a really cool Pokemon. That's at 190, so slightly better than the DNC box, but nothing crazy out there. Would be another cool one to add from the collection. Here's the Legendary Collector Pikachu boxes, and I didn't even know about these, but this has like 5 Pikachu promos in it, and it's like the collector's dream, like a Pikachu collector's dream. And this one originally retailed for $35, and it's at $250. I think this would be an awesome one to pick up. I think $250 is like a generally really good price for that right now. And if you're looking in for the market, I might pick one of these up. That's could be big later on. So these are the ones where we get into the less popular X and Y sets, and you're going to see a drastic drop off. Whereas in ETBs we saw a large drop off, but it was still very high on the ROI. But you're looking here for $15 for these Mega Scizor, Mega Gyarados ones, and it's now at $60. So it's like it's been 6 years and you've only gone 4x value, which, you know, that's good, but I don't know, it's not great compared to a lot of the others we're looking at here. And even less for these Mega Alakazam. Oh, it's Zygarde there, not Scizor, but still only 3 times value. So, and then of course we get into Steam Siege, which is even worse. Which Steam Siege is going up. If you're unaware, Steam Siege booster boxes are going like crazy right now. Here's a price chart of it if you want to see it. But the 3-pack blisters of them are still, if you bought them at 15, I'm sorry, because it's just chilling at 40. And then here we have Mega Beedrill, nothing special. And then these mythical pin collections. I actually have a few of these in my collection right now. I do have the Arceus one, and then I have a Darkrai one. I think these are awesome. I really like Generations. I want to collect more of it. These are sweet promos in these, and they have really cool pins, and I like that they're compact. You know, these are going upwards of $100 right now, and I think there is a lot more to the ceiling for these as time goes on. In another 5 years, these could be worth a couple hundred, or closer to $500, I think.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for them.
As they thin out and they become more and more desirable. And then lastly, we do have the Alolan Trio one here for X and Y. And this was a cool one with the Litten, Rowlet, and Poplio little pin there with an Evolutions and Phantom Forces. So only $45 right now too. It has an Absol promo as well. So I think this one's pretty cool for just to have as like a hanger in your collection as well. So I found out a lot about these just by researching all of this, which I thought was pretty cool. And here I have the overall ROI. So we have an average of about 750% with an average time of about 7 years, giving us about 100% over time. So you think, oh, that's really good, you know, for investment. You're like, wow, like if I can get 100% AROI, that's awesome. I want to remind you really quick what the ETBs were. The average ROI for an ETB of this generally same time frame was 385%. So about almost 4 times a better investment to buy an ETB than a pin collection. You may say to yourself, oh, well, the pin collections are smaller, and that's cool, but some of those are not smaller, and they are large, bulky boxes. But again, if you're going for something like the Mythical Pin Collection, like a 2-pack with a pin in it, that's very small, like that's probably where you're gonna wanna stay, somewhere right around in here. Maybe the 3-pack blisters as well, because those do pretty well, but be smart. Pick popular sets, because you saw the difference between Flashfire and Steam Siege. They are miles apart. So I think that's going to be a big factor too for these. Moving on up into the Sun and Moon era, we saw very strange things in the Sun and Moon ETB boxes where it was this weird pattern of getting better over time, as in like age had an inverse effect on the price of the ETB. Whereas here, I think there's just not that many great pin collections from Sun and Moon. This one is barely higher than it was before. This Mimikyu one is double. These collector 3-pack pins with the Johtos on them are 3 times the value. I honestly think I have a set of these from the GameStop exclusive pin collection that has all 3 of these together. I think that's a cool one to have. Each of these alone is also cool. They have Evolution, Sun and Moon, and a Steam Siege in them, so nothing crazy. But I really like the legendary dogs. Evolution's Legacy Evolution pin, 157%. Tapu Koko, almost MSRP. And then, of course, you have the grail of these, the Umbreon and Espeon premium collections, which without a doubt are, I think, the best ones here, going at about 5 times MSRP. And they are really cool boxes. If you have them in your collection, lucky you, because they are nice and they are going to be even better later on. Shining Legends, another good one. Like again, there's another one that has the 2 pins. That has the 2 packs and the pin and then a promo in here. So along with the special sets, I think that the special sets are also going to be your best bets in finding something that's valuable in the future, things that aren't released in booster boxes. So this, and then we had last time the Generations. So Generations, Shining Legends, those are going to be great. And then here we have the Charizard Premium. And this was like, honestly, I thought this would be more. I've seen them around for $200+, but I looked this up. This is on TCG Player. They are $154 right now, and I think it's just because the pack selection in them is pretty poor. I think it's mainly Guardians Rising in it, and the Charizard promo is great, but we now have the Rainbow and the Shiny version of it that are just outclass it. So I think if you like Charizard, this is a cool box to pick up. I think it's a really cool display piece, and for $150, like for a product that's 5 years old that has Charizard, that's pretty cool. I mean, that's pretty nice to have there. And then we move into the Suicune Legendaries. So this is the Johto Legendaries here, not to be confused with the Johto Legendaries up here. This one has a Suicune pin in it, but nothing else that's super crazy. Less than 3 times MSRP right now. Duskmane and Dawn Wings. I think these are really cool boxes. They're just not that great value at $60 versus $30. And then the Force of Nature with my least favorite. I don't even know, are Landorus and Tornadus, and I don't even know the third one's name. To be honest, I couldn't care less because I hate them. I think they're terribly designed Pokemon, but they are less than 2x on their value in 5 years, so 4.5, we'll say. And then we get into the cool Latios and Latios Dragon Majesty ones, which are really killer. I think these are really cool too. I'm big on Dragon Majesty as being one of the best sets of Sun and Moon. I think that's not a surprise. I mean, it's valued as one of the highest. But individually, this is also, there's 3 packs in here, and Dragon Majesty packs go for around $40. So if you're looking to pick one of these up, I think these are really well priced compared to the price of Dragon Majesty packs themselves, which I honestly, like, it's hard for me not to like go out and buy like half of these. That's kind of where we're at. But then this one's a killer. The Innova GX box, and it has both the Zekrom and Reshiram on it, and it's all the Dragon Majesty packs. It has really cool promos inside of it. And this is currently $350, and it's priced so because it is a really cool box. I think that's pretty aptly priced for what's inside of it, and it's just a really cool display piece. I didn't even know about this Blastoise GX box. I got back into things really in late 2020, so this is a couple years before my time, but it's really cool, and it's only at $115. So if you're a Blastoise fan, you might want to pick it up. And lastly, for 2019, we have Hidden Fates, and this one, Hidden Fates, great set. I'm huge on it, and if you need to see, I keep harping on it, but go watch the ETB video on why I think this is going to be a huge one to pick up now, and why we think it's expensive, but it's really not that expensive comparatively. And so these are the 3-pack ones for $104. I think the ETB, you can get an ETB with 10 packs for $150. So this is honestly a better investment so far because there were less of them made. They didn't have the reprints like the ETBs did. So if you have these, you're sitting pretty right now. So here we come again to the comparisons that we're going to show. And with these, you see an average ROI of almost 300% with 4.62. So you have about 62% per year. So that was a drastic decrease from the 105 here. That's like 40% down. So it's expected, you know, they're not as old, so that's pretty good for that time. And you'll see here that there was a much steeper drop in the ETB prices as well over here for Sun and Moon. So we're averaging here about 4.26 years, so a little less time, but we're averaging almost 100% for the ETBs. So still, ETBs overall, better investment, but pin collections are catching up. And I think this is going to be a bit of a shocker here when we move into the Sword and Shield era. So this Snorlax pin box, you got Snorlax back there, he's chilling, and his pin box up here is $54. And this was really surprising to me because it's very new. And I didn't see this with the ETBs in Sword and Shield. And that's probably because we're still in the print sets of them, and for most of them I should say. But even the Sword and Shield base set, which is not, is less expensive than this. And it's just got the Snorlax in it, and it's got some Sun and Moon packs and then 2 Sword and Shield base sets. $54 for it. That's pretty crazy. That's 100% per year. That's really good. I don't know if these are just better short-term investments, or I'm really curious to see how all of these do. But the True Steel ones for Heroization and Zamazenta, also really cool, have the pin of both of them inside. And it's going for $85 now. Like, these are all, like, kick-ass. Like, all of these are doing well. Even the Eternatus VMAX is 1.5 times its value, and this is not, like, something special in here. And it's only 1.5 years old. Like, it's a little crazy how these are doing, especially these Champions Path ones. These ones with the gym badges in it, not a very desirable pin at all inside, because it's just the gym badge of whatever gym it is, and then the packs is 3 times its value at 104% AROI. And if you don't know, Champions Path boxes, Elite Trainer boxes, are about $100, and they have 10 packs inside, and they are not nearly that. They're only 2 times their value. So this is 3 times its value already for these. And then the side-by-side ones, even so, it's almost 3 times its value again. And then, of course, we have the Marnie Premium, which this one was honestly surprising to me as well. I thought this was going to be much more expensive, yet it's still below $100. And Marnie is very popular. Champion's Path is a popular set. It's got the Morpeko and the Grimmsnarl pin in there, which are 2 pins, and Marnie. I think this is a cool one to have to the collection too. But then there's the Small But Mighty, and I think this one was a little surprising to me too. I remember looking for this like a couple months ago, and it was like $90, and now it's $147. It's just like popped off out of nowhere, and I think it has Cosmic Eclipse in it. It has Evolutions and Cosmic Eclipse, I believe. So it's just like there's 10 packs in it. It has a really cool promo, one of the best promos of any of these boxes, with all the baby Pokemon on it. And now it's chilling at $147. So that's 3 times the value here in just pretty much 2 years. Less than 2 years. That's pretty cool. Shining Fates pins. These are not... Shining Fates, like I said, I'll say it before and I'll say it again. I don't really like Shining Fates. So this doesn't surprise me that they're not doing well. They're just... It's like poor man's Hidden Fates. And Hidden Fates is already not like doing as well. Like, don't get me wrong, Hidden Fates is amazing, but it's not doing as well as other special sets are. So it's like, how do you expect Shining Fates to be? Not that great. Then we come into Celebrations. Nothing crazy on the Zacian Celebrations one here, but then the V-Memories one chilling at 60. The Evolutions VMAX boxes are the creme de la creme of collection boxes right now, going through a reprint right now. So they dropped even a little bit. I think they were around $100 before. So now they're still at $88. Pick these up if you can find them. I don't even have any in my collection. I've really just been trying to hunt for them. It's been kind of a game for me. But they are beautiful. The alt arts are amazing. So pick them up if you can. Even right now, I think they're a great price at $88 if you're going to buy them. These are going to be worth a couple hundred in 2 to 3 years. Easy. No problem. Cleaver V-Star, the absolute bottom of the barrel for any pin collection in the Sword and Shield era. It is the only one on this list that has a negative ROI. And I once picked one of these up for MSRP and immediately regretted it when I looked up how much it actually was. And that was when I first got really back into it after I started, things started getting back in stock. So cool. I like Cleavor. I think he's a cool Pokemon, but yeah, I regret spending $40 on it when I could have spent 22. Getting into Pokemon Go here, I'm a bigger proponent for this than a lot of people are. I think the Radiant Eevee collection is a really cool collection. I have the mat on my desk right now, and this comes with a lot of packs, super cool Radiant Eevee. Shiny Eevee is always great, and then the Radiant Eevee pin as well. So I think this is a steal at $43. This is obviously still being made, so it's going to be a little bit lower as well as because of the market. But then the trainer ones here also I think are really cool. I like all of these boxes. They look nice. They have cool full art trainers in them. Spark's my boy. Don't fuck with him. I'm going to censor that out. And it's not because we look alike, okay? But $26, 6 packs, really cool promo, and a pin. I got mine on my Eevee over there. And then these really cool, I'm surprised that they released these with Pokemon Go, but the Kanto starters with Squirtle, Charmander, and Bulbasaur, these are actually the only Pokemon Go product that is above MSRP outside of the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box. But I'm running out of space right now, so I need to slow down a little bit just because of that reason. But these are really cool, and I really like the Charmander one for sure. And I actually just got 2 of these Palkia and Dialga ones, and these are currently going more than their MSRP, which is also, I think, mainly because of competitive Pokemon and how good Palkia V-Star is. So that's kind of crazy, and a lot of shops are selling them as duos because the Dialga one isn't going to sell as well. But I've seen these as low as $33, so if you're looking for a short-term investment, I know PSA Pikachu is coming out with some of them, and also there was SoFlo Collectibles has them. I got them from the Coliseum, but I did pay MSRP. I do like supporting Danny, so if you do get it, you can pick up some there or at TCG Stadium. So that's another good reputable place. So, but that's the last one that's been released so far in the Sword and Shield era. So if we come down here, I actually didn't do this for the ETB for this one because almost all of them were negative. And it didn't really make sense to kind of put out like, okay, what's your ROI for everything that's negative? And the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Boxes ones were the only positive ones generally. But these pin collections in 2020 to now are doing really well. Like, it's in a down market, they're averaging over 150%, which is 2.5 times your actual investment. Let's say you spent $10, now your investment is worth 25. So it's like, it's not just 1.6 times your investment, it's like it's 100% on top of that. So it's not just 1.6 times your investment. ROI is actually 160% of your original investment. So think of it like adding 100% to that number. So you're really at about $26 if you spend $10. If you spend $100, you're at $260. So that's just in the past 2 years. I'm really curious to see where these go and where they pick up, and whether or not they outperform the Sun and Moon ones, because they're relatively close. I mean, these ones have a much better AROI just because they've come out sooner, but I'm actually shocked that of all of these sets, they have the best AROI out of all of them. Nothing even, it's like it's 20% above here, and it blows the ETBs out of the water. I know in the long term the ETBs will just run amok and they will destroy these pin collections, but this is showing that there's a lot more love currently for these pin collections, and I am excited to see where this goes, and I am probably going to be picking up more of them just in case for my own personal collection. So we just hit 300 subscribers, which is huge. So thank you all so much for your support. This has been really fun to start making investing and collecting videos as well as my shorts content. And I wanted to celebrate that by being able to give back to you all. And so here is the giveaway. So I actually have 5 of my All Hallows packs that will be given away. And if you didn't know what these are, I do have them up for sale on my Instagram as well as my eBay. But they are 7 cards in them. And inside of them, you'll see that every card is hollow or better, and a lot of them have greater odds at getting everything. So you see here we have a V, Drapion V-Star, and then a reverse hollow Moltres, as well as a reverse hollow Golisopod. There's also ones that have all hits packs, which are everything V and above. I'm going to send 5 of these off to one person who likes, comments, subscribes, and lets me know below what their favorite collection pin box is. So thank you guys. Have a great one.